Hey guys, how's it going? Retro Dave back with another video. Hope everyone's well. As I alluded to in my previous video, I promised there would be another pinball pickup video, and this is it. So this machine I actually won on eBay. So this was an eBay win. Never bought a pinball for eBay before. Let's spin you around and show you what we got. Okay guys, so what we've got is a Williams Black Knight from 1980. And this is actually the 1981 version, because this is actually a limited edition, believe it or not, and it is one of 600 made. So I don't know all the exact differences from this to the original, apart from I know that it's obviously got that on there, and I know that the flasher dome artwork is different on this one, and I believe that the inserts are almost like diamond-like. I believe that is also the difference, and I think some of the switches under the playfield are micro switched compared to the earlier game where there are more leaf switches. So I think this is like the last of the run. I don't know, anyone else knows, then please let me know, but I think there's a few very subtle differences from the research that I've done. But yeah, this was an eBay win. I was watching this all week, and I managed to get in the last frenzied few seconds to bid on it. I fancied an older game. I know this is a Steve Ritchie classic, and I love my Steve Ritchie games, like the Getaway and stuff, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and I really like it. So when I picked it up, it was all incandescent bulbs, and you could barely see anything. It was so dark. There's a couple of bulbs out as well. I've left the back glass incandescent, but I've basically raided my parts box. Anyway, so I raided my toolbox to basically find all the LEDs I could that I had spare, that I've took out of other games and things like that. So I've basically spent literally about 20 quid on this since I got it on bits. And all I've bought is these little rubber fixing caps and some plastic caps and new flipper rubbers, because the ones that are on it, I'll try and set some pictures of when I picked it up. But the rubbers have been basically completely deteriorated. The game had been sat for about 10 years or so, and the guy was selling all his machines, so it desperately needed a quick going over. So I mean, the playfield's clean, but all the rubbers had just perished, so everything was just like crumbly and dusty. All the white rubbers that were on it were just like leaving like lots of like fine white dust everywhere. So again, I just used spare rubbers that I've got in my toolbox. They're used ones, they've come off other games. Replaced the bulbs, replaced the rubbers, replaced the flipper rubbers. A couple of switches needed adjusting. The switch for the gate here, that was an issue. I fixed that, took that ramp off, sorted that out. This rollover switch, I've just fixed this. This was a bit of a hit and miss whether that would actually register or not. So a few minor switch adjustments. The target bank didn't work. It was intermittent. You'd hit those two there, and every now and then the light would flash. So something was amiss. It turned out that the earth wire had basically was held on by like a thread. So I've reflowed, resoldered that. So now, as we see it today, everything is fully working. So a few little minor issues, I wanted to get them done before I did a video, but the cabinet is really nice. I mean, this is like 40 or 42 years old, you know. I mean, and this coin door is like solid. It's just built like a tank. It's in really nice nick. I say over 40 years old. I mean, the standard crazed back glass is the only thing that lets this down, really. So who knows, if I can source a new back glass that'd be handy. You can get reproduction mirror back glasses, but they are obviously not cheap, and you have to ship them from America, which is risky, being this is a big bit of glass, but who knows. I'll perhaps try and find one in the UK first, but yeah, probably would like to get a new back glass if I can. Obviously, there is some more cleaning to do. As you see, there's some little tiny rust spots on that back bit of metal there. But yeah, I need to give it a full, strip down and clean like I do with all my games at some point. But it is totally playable as is for now. But I will go through it and do a proper clean on it. What else have I done to it? Okay, so I've actually done, there's a safety thing you have to do with these old games where, I'll tell you what I do, let me stop this video, pull the glass out and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Okay guys, we've got the back box open. So basically, on these games, these old Williams System 6, System 7 games, so these bridge rectifiers, those two black things screwed to the box there, back box. So power from the transformer, which is in the bottom of the cabinet through that hole, power comes up off that orange and red cables there on that connector here, and goes straight to those bridge rectifiers and then up to the board, to that fuse there. So a common design fault is basically if those bridge rectifiers short. So one of those bridge rectifiers is for the lamps, and one of them is for the solenoids. Now, if one of those shorts, there's no fuse between the transformer and there to kill the circuit. So what happens is the wires will just melt, and if you're not stood in near the machine when that happens, you're probably going to have a bit of a fire. So I did a bit of research, and I think it's Joe's Classic Arcades. Someone done a video, I can't remember the name now. They said about this mod, which is what I've done here. So you have to fit a couple of inline fuse holders, and you take one of the live wires off of the bridge rectifier on each one. So just the one side of the live, and then stick an inline fuse. So the bottom one is for my solenoids, the top one is for my lamps. And I had to put, unfortunately, a little junction there because I could not get that connector off of that tab. I think it's basically like heat welded on from like 40 years or whatever. I just could not get it off. I didn't want to break the little lug, so I just had to chop that, unfortunately. But other than that, I'd say that's a pretty clean installation. Yeah, so happy with that. All new crimp wires, new fuse holders. And we've got a 5 amp slow blow on the top and a 7 amp slow blow on the bottom. I did have a 5 amp slow blow in the bottom, but it did blow. I don't think it was quite beefy enough, but I definitely am happy that I've done that little mod as a bit of a safety thing. So yeah, if something was to go bad, that should blow and we shouldn't have any major disasters. But I don't ever leave my machines on unattended for any length of time, but I just felt a bit safer knowing that I've done that. So I've done that. And what else have I done? So the old battery holder that was in here was, again, I should have a picture of this. It was completely rusted to shit. It had been sat here for 10 years. Thankfully, they were not on the board, because that would have been, well, that would have been the end of that. So, but the battery holder's completely crusted up, and the wires, like the alkaline damage had gone up the wire. So I chopped all the wires out, took this board out. Again, I should have a picture of that. Cleaned up anything that I thought may have any alkaline on it, but luckily it wasn't. You can see where it's all gone on the backing plate there, the ground plate, where that white is. That was all battery damage, and it was all on this cable, like crystallized crap. So I neutralised all that with some white vinegar, and it's all fizzling and dissolving. Left it overnight, cleaned it all off. So that's just a stain on that ground plane, but there's no alkaline left. It's all neutralised, all cleaned off. Brand new battery holder, new cables throughout, soldered to the back. So I've done a proper job there. So I've basically been busy doing a few little jobs to this before I did the video. Some new head bolts, because it didn't have any head bolts when I picked it up. These literally just slide on a little tiny metal plate at the back, so there was nothing holding the head on other than that. So I needed to get those long 4-inch bolts and washers. So I grabbed those. What else have we done? So yeah, like I say, put some rubbers in it, LED'd in it, LED'd it up. New posts, because they were all yellowed and crusty and horrible. So I've just basically tidied it up a little bit. Yeah, really happy with that. And like I say, all the displays are fully working. I mean, it looks like it's looking weird on the camera, but in real life it's not doing that. Yeah, it's all in incandescent there. Yeah, happy days. Right, let's put the glass back in and I'll show you some gameplay. Just before I do the gameplay, I just want to kind of explain the rules to the best of my knowledge. So you've got the 2 sets of drop targets here and 2 sets of drop targets here. So if you can, when you hit one, that you'll hear this noise. It's quite annoying, but the noise will basically get faster and faster to get you to complete the bank of drop targets before they reset. So if you complete the bank of targets, one of these arrows will stay on, and again, these the same for that side, and then you've got the same down here. So when you complete a pair, you light the MagnaSave on each side. So one set will light one side, one set will light the other side. So when you've got a pair, the MagnaSave is lit, and the MagnaSave, this game was the game that I think first introduced MagnaSave, which is really cool. So just as the ball is about to drain, you can quickly press red button and the magnet energizes, will pull the ball out of the outlane, hold it there, and then let it roll down. It's really cool. So that's the idea with the MagnaSaves. Then you've got your ball lock at the back. So 3 balls in here starts a 3-ball multi-ball. So there's no jackpot shot, nothing like that. But the multi-ball, what that basically means is triple scoring. You can also lock a ball in here. You can have 1 ball locked here, and if this is lit, you can lock a ball in there and have a 2-ball multi-ball, and then you get just double scoring. So in a 3-ball multi-ball, if you lose 1 ball, it automatically goes to double scoring, or you can just have a 1, 2, 2-ball multi-ball going. So it's just a point scoring game. No modes, no jackpot. It's just single scoring, double scoring, triple scoring, and it's just basically survive as long as you can. But this game is tough. It's the oldest game I've ever had, but it's probably the hardest game. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'd say it's quite difficult, but it's definitely just constantly one more go, one more go, one more go. Ball time is very short. I think that's probably what I'm trying to say. The ball time is very short. A game does not last more than a few minutes, but you want to get straight back in and press start again, which is what I really like about this game. So anyway, enough talking. Let's get the camera set up and show you how it plays. Okay, I've tried to get it all in view. There's no DMD to see, but the score is at the top of the screen, so hopefully you can see that. I had a pretty good game about 10 minutes ago. So let's see if we can get anywhere near that again. Yeah, just see how we get on. We'll do a few games, and like I say, just try and bear in mind what I just explained, what I'm trying to do with hitting the targets, and yeah, we'll just see how we get on. So that's one set down, so that one red light stays on. So then that left one's timed out, so that's reset. Two balls locked. So let's complete that. So a 2-ball multi, 3-ball multi going on now. Again, the enemy. quickly grab the same button. Unfortunately, it was too much motion, so it slung it down the drain anyway. Occasionally that happens because it is kind of spinning, but most of the time it will save it. And that is why this game's tough. It can just drain straight down the ramp and down the drain. Save on that side, so unfortunately we couldn't be saved.
One enemy cannot fight the Black Knights again. Will you
So let's try again.
the Black Knights again?
Yes, we will.
I will slay you, my enemy.
Bit of a fumble there. So spinner's lit, mystery's lit. Oh, see that? I pulled it out the outline. You have to be really quick. See, it's brutal. The ball times are really short. We're ball free already. It's a tough cookie, but it is so fun. And you see, it's a lot floatier compared to the newer games, and that's because the pitch of the playfield is actually almost more flat than it is. The other games are a lot steeper than this. So the normal games are about 6.5 degrees. This is more like 5.5, and that's because the actual cabinet sits kind of slightly higher where your palms rest. But I've got it where it plays best, because the flipper power on these games is weaker than the newer WPC games. So if the game is too steep, you will struggle to make that long left ramp up there, and sometimes this ramp on the right. So I've got it where it kind of sets and plays perfect, but it's definitely slower in pitch, in gameplay, but it's still fast because it comes screaming off that top ramp, and there's these two ramps here at the top playfield. So it is a hard game, but it's just fun. So let's have another game. See if we can get a half decent game on we're in. Keep it up the top as long as you can. It's pretty dangerous when it gets down the bottom. bounce down. It might go down, it's still a bit of a wobble. There we go. She's tough. I love the sound. It's very like Robotron. Very similar in sound. Oh, I've just got it. The Magna Save is so cool. On both sides. Get it? There we go. Back at the top. Could have left that, but I just panicked and pressed it. Nice. When you brick that round, it's tough. Straight down the drain.
One cannot fight the Black Knights again. Will you challenge the Black Knights again?
There we go. We'll leave it there. I'll just turn it off and show you what it looks like in the dark. There we go. So you can see what you're doing with the lights out, but trust me, when it's incandescent, it was really, really dark. But there we go. That is Williams Black Knight 1980, 1981, this model. Really happy with it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will back again soon with another one, with a new machine. Thanks very much for watching. Take it easy.